Hello VC, how's everyone doing today? I hope everyone's doing really well. And we've been out to the thrift stores and Goodwill and record stores and finding a lot of really nice items. Find some grails at those rock bottom prices. That's what we're here, that's what we love doing, that kind of stuff, don't we? Well, I've got a few records that I've got, from my unboxing, ready to review. I thought I'd start with these. And the first one, as you can see there, is this Pink Floyd. It's called The Endless River. It's a 2 LP. It's 180 gram vinyl. You get a 16-page book with it. It says full color inner sleeves. Well, they're not full color. If you call black and white full color, well, I guess the other side has got a color on it. Let's keep on with this. And you get this little thing here. This is the download card with the little number on the back, so you can get a digital download. Put it on your iPod or put it in your car or whatever. That's always cool. Now, it's a gatefold, but I tell you what, the cover, it's about as thin as the covers they made back in the 80s. This is Columbia Records here. Sony. This is what they're making. Really thin stuff. And I don't know who's in charge of deciding what goes on, but these type inner sleeves, I'm not a big fan of them at all, because, well, they're nice, they're shiny, it's cool to have it, but you know what? You can keep sliding your record in and out of this thing. It's just going to end up scratching your records all up. Second of all, when I started to listen to the record, I just pulled them out of the inner sleeve and I put them on the turntable. They're brand new, and I start playing them, and I hear noise, and I hear a pop and this and that. Well, I'll let one go, and then I hear another one, some more stuff. Well, what's going on? I go look at the record, and there's like little white specks, and they're stuck on there. It's like paper. And so it comes from this paper inner sleeve stuff. And so I had to get the spin clean and the Disc Doctor 5 out and, clean all the records so I could listen to them. If they would have just put, say, an inner sleeve like this, which the ones I like, these are really nice. Obviously, it's not going to cost as much as something like this. And take the paper that they wasted on this and put it towards something like this and make a nice thick cover with a nice inner sleeve like that. That's what record folks want. This stuff here, that's just a waste. It's just going to sit in the cover, is never going to be used for anything. And the poor folks who don't know any better, they just keep sliding their records in and out of that, they're just going to end up with their records all scratched. Now, one thing that is nice that I like that they did is they give you a nice little book. Books are always nice to have. But you know what? They charge them a lot of money for this record. They're not giving this thing away at all. They're charging a lot of money for it. And you get a book, and it says, for those folks who maybe will never get this or see it again, I'll show the book. It talks about who's doing what. It's got a picture never before seen before. We've seen these guys over and over again. They're in countless, you go on the internet and look at stuff, their pictures are everywhere. So you get this. Some kind of artsy thing with some pictures on it. Same kind of deal here. But books are nice. But if they would make this cover a lot thicker and skip the book and skip the inner sleeves, I'd be a lot happier. I don't need all this other stuff because the book really isn't that good anyway. Okay, now down to the records. The records are nice. One's got like a white label on it, record 1, and then record 2's got like a black label. And it's got the CBS or the Sony Columbia logo on it, and it's got a 4, so they call them side 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, the review of the record. We reviewed all the superfluous items on it. I mean, this couldn't be more appropriate right here. The Endless River. That's what this record is. It's just an endless river of monotony. I mean, if you want a record, and be careful, especially with that record one, you put that on, and you're a little tired, bang, you'll be out cold. But if you want a record that you want just the same kind of little melody playing over and over again, real soothing, it's not gonna jump out at you. There's no, hard rock gonna hit you on this thing. This is the record for you. But I'm rockin' Ronnie. This is not the record for me. Now I made a few notes. Let's go to the book here and see what I had to say about the record itself. Okay, it starts out. It's got nice definition to it. It starts out. You can really hear on that guitar. You can hear there's a lot of harmonic structure in the guitar. Right away, well, this has been recorded well. And the back of the couch, you got a little bit of impact on it. You can feel it hitting in your back. So it's got good. It's well recorded. The drums, when he goes through on the drums, you can hear all the different tones that the drums are making. You can tell he's hitting the different drums all the way through. That's nice. You can hear the skin of the drum. But, it's got, I said, deep, rich bass on here. And then record one, side two, song two. You're just about finished with record one. And there's a little saxophone comes in there. You say, finally, we're starting to get somewhere. Well, all it really turns into is soft jazz or pop. It's not rock and roll, hard rock. It's not, this is not Pink Floyd of metal or Dark Side of the Moon or Wish You Were Here or Animals or some of those records. Not anything near close to any of that. This is not that kind of Pink Floyd. This is the Pink Floyd. They're floating down the river on the way to the old folks' home. This is what's going on right here. And you can tell too, because they took a lot of the keyboards that were done from, stuff that was left over from the divisional bell, and they recorded on top of this the drums and the guitar and those other instruments. And you can tell because the keyboards are slightly muted. They don't have the definition or the clarity that the other instruments have. And it's just used as a background thing. So I think you basically, and then I guess it's on record 2, side 2, the last song. We're finally getting somewhere. It's starting to sound a little bit better. But he's got, there's Stephen Hawking talking in the background about the universe and things. It's just really, it's not for me. That's just, there's if I want to put Pink Floyd on, I got 4 or 5 really good Pink Floyd records I'm going to put on. When I want to listen to music, I'm not really wanting to fall asleep. This is good for like background music at a party where people, you don't want them listening to the music, you want them talking, but you just want a little something in the background, because that sounds kind of cool. Because it's not uncool music. It's cool music, but it's just there's nothing there for me that I want to listen to. Okay. Next up is Blood, Sweat, and Tears. And this is the record that I've had in my collection for it's probably 8 years or so now. And it's a Japanese first edition. And this one really has fantastic sound on it. It's one of the better sounding records in my entire record collection. It really has that music, it jumps out at you. I really, really love this record. And I like a lot of the songs on it. So, when I saw that it was reissued by ORG now, see, this is what I'm talking about. Look at the thick, you can probably see the thickness of the cover right in the camera. I mean, that's a thick cover. Gatefold cover, huge thick, doesn't have a book, but it did have those thick kind of plastic inner sleeves, which I'm not really keen on those either. So of course I put them in the disc keeper right away. And it comes on that original Columbia 2i label, 360 sound, stereo sounds. And, you know, Columbia in these years, these records actually sounded pretty good. And Columbia was recording some nice records back then. And this was one of them. And now it's been redone by ORG, Original Recordings Group. It's a 2-disc set. It's 45 RPM. It's 180 gram vinyl. It's pressed at RTI. It's a limited number. It's a limited edition. And I have number 400 out of 2,500. They're only made 2,500 of these for the entire world. So if this is something you really want, you need to jump on it, because there'll be only 2,500 for the world. They'll go pretty quick. You know, this has got, if you're not familiar with the record, but you know the songs, of course. You know, God Bless the Child, Spinning Wheel, and When I Die, You've Made Me So Very Happy, Smiling Phases. There's a lot of really, really, really good songs on this record. And now, how does it sound? The sound on this record is mind-boggling. It's just fantastic. I cannot describe to you how great this record is. This is now definitely probably the best sounding record of any that I have. It's not half-speed mastered. It's just at 45 RPM, and it's mastered by masters. And it doesn't actually, I don't think it says who remastered it on here. Bernie Grundman, there you go. Who, you know, that guy's great. He did the, you know, Led Zeppelin stuff too. The guy is really good, and he did a fantastic job on this. One of my subscribers, you know, one of the things that was pretty cool about doing the unboxing was a lot of people went on there and they made suggestions. Hey, could you maybe do this or do that? I'm really interested to hear how this is gonna, you know, and I got some ideas about what I was gonna listen for and what I was gonna do in the recording. And one of the things the fella asked was, can you do some blind testing? You know, don't know what record you're playing and just see if you can tell the difference. So of course, with this one, it's no contest. You're not going to, I mean, you'll get this 100 zillion times out of 100 zillion. You'll know which one you're playing because it's so much better. It's like the Dark Side of the Moon Pro U series. You drop the needle, you listen to 3 notes, and you go, oh my goodness, how awesome is this record? It's the same thing here. And then of course the Beatles box, I had the mono box and the stereo box. This, you know, obviously you're going to be able to tell one from the other. But this, I just wanted to emphasize how superior this sound of this is. I mean, I don't care if you've got a plastic turntable and you're listening to it with a computer speaker, you're going to hear the difference on a record like this. It's recorded so well, you're going to be able to tell the difference if you play this one first and then you put that one on, you'll hear the difference. It's such, and then you put it on a hi-fi stereo, my goodness gracious, everything is so much better. And you're saying, boy, I never heard that guitar before in there. I never heard it like that. And just the way that the drum kit sounds and his voice is sounding, it's just so real. So much detail, so much of that, the information on there that makes it sound real. If they would just record records like this in the first place, I wouldn't even have a channel like this. This is awesome. Right here, number 1 in my book. And then we go to the Cosmos Factory, and now this one, this was made by Quality Records. You know, the Quality Records, and their little type sticker says on here, innovation, precision equals the best LPs ever pressed. And you know what? These guys, I mean, that's truth in advertising. It's on that, of course, that blue Fantasy label that it came out on originally. And I always thought, you know, I always had this one because to me this was the best sounding record of this ever put out that I had the occasion to listen to. But I really am smitten by the Quality Records pressings because I have a few of them. You know, Tea for the Tillerman. And they put that out, and boy, oh boy, did they ever do a fantastic job on that. That, you know, those people at Quality Records, they loved that record, and they put the love on that thing. The gatefold cover, it was very shiny, and you know, it's on the Pink Island label, and they went out, and the record, I had, of course, the MoFi of the T for the Tillerman, and that one, it was so much better. And it's the same here again. Well, how is it better? This is not half speed mastered. This is not 45 RPM. This is half speed mastered, but you know what? This is pressed in Japan. And for probably, oh, what was it, 10 years or so, when MoFi was under their leadership at that time, they had all their records that were pressed in Japan. This one has the classic Japan sound. It has the highs, which are a little bright, and the lows, which are a little bit muted. But, you know, when you got this record and all you had was the domestic fantasy record label, you know, the domestic one, the one that was pressed in either Canada or US, and then you got this was so much better. Way better. Okay, well, now that we've got people that are in love with records, because people that made this, they like records, but they weren't in love with them the way these folks are. And the time that they take, and the way that they remaster their stuff, they take the brightness away, and they improve the bass. And so the record is so much better. It sounds so much more real. So what I did was, I left the room and I said to my son, put one of those records on, and I'll come back and listen. And he did. And then come back again. Put whatever you want on. I don't know what's going to be. Put the same one again, double or whatever. Put the next one on. He played another one, and I said, well, the first one was this one, and I was correct. And the next one is this one. You can hear it. It's so easy to hear the difference in the records. It's not hard to hear. If it's, you know, some are a little bit more difficult, but this is not even close either. This is so much better. So I hope y'all enjoyed the video. I'm still working on the Beatles records, the mono and the stereo, and the Japanese. And I pretty well know which one I like best. But I'm going to listen some more, because I've got a few people out there that are asking some questions about it. So I'm really going to make sure that I listen to all the records in there. Because, you know, there's a comment on there, the fellows, they're saying that sometimes the mono box is better, sometimes the stereo box is better. Okay, so I'm going to listen to every record and get it through, get it done well. And so this video is about up. Hope you enjoyed it. I hope if you have any questions about, you know, why this one's better, I think I've pretty well listed it. And thanks for watching so much. Any feedback, I really enjoyed feedback on my videos. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.